All right, everybody, welcome in a Monday edition of the Schmolke Investment Team LSU football practice report. Had a very lively morning out there and a new fresh week. Garrett Nussmeier, I swear, I said it to somebody, it's almost like I think his balls have gotten even better with him with the knee brace. Some real beautiful passes today.
Oh, I'm sorry, passes. I didn't know what you were.
Yeah, Barry and Brown with a nice touchdown grab in the back of the end zone. Brian Kelly was cursing up a storm, not happy with the chain gang and all the celebration. And after Barry and Brown scored that touchdown, meanwhile, he said half the play clock for the extra points rattled off. Take care of your business and get back over. Mike Sarborough here with Buddy Sanji. Welcome in, buddy.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are shortly after 12. Look, my favorite numbers are 7 and 11. They're good luck for me. And on this August 11th, Monday, we got a break. Only about 83 degrees out here. Got a little wind blowing. Not nearly as bad for us. And Mike and I were a little tired and beat on Saturday. Appreciate all the response on these reports. And let's get right into it. The glass is half full for me today. Saw a lot of great things, and let's get right into it. This defense is going to be good. We just finished talking with Blake Baker. Wasn't very vociferous and spicy or anything. Seemed laid back and calm, but you could just tell he's a lot more happy and comfortable in his own skin in year two. And the ability, man, when you've got Jack Pyburn and Gabriel Relaford and Jacobian Gilroy and Gooden and Dominic McKinley and Ahmad Bro and Patrick Payton and, of course, Jamari Butler, those 8, they're all going to play rotating in. Ask specifically about Perk. You'll see that on the tape today. Got to tell you, Devon Keys had a good day. 42, making some strides. He's not going to give up that gig to West Week, so don't sleep on 42. And P.J. Woodland, folks, I have a little fun with him, but I'm glad my girlfriend's never around number 11 because his hands are everywhere. He is physical. He's much more of a physical presence, and do not be shocked if P.J. Woodland plays a lot. He's battling Ashton Stamps at one corner. Of course, we all know Mansour Delane. And then with the safeties, Mike, I think obviously Tamarcus Cooley, obviously A.J. Halsey, and Deshaun Spears, as well as Tobiano. So we started off on a good note. The defense is going to keep you in a lot of games early on, and I'll turn it over to you on what you saw offensively.
Well, I'll tell you what I saw. You can tell after several weeks they're not putting up with a whole lot of mistakes. Carius Kern had a early call. He jumped early, and what was his exact words? Get him running. And Carius Kern had to run to the indoor facility, and I don't know how many laps he had to do around there, but there was multiple guys that he said get them running today, and then also he was yelling later on that training wheels on everybody today. They're not putting up with a whole lot of mistakes as game week 1 starts to get closer and closer. And but like Blake Baker said today, there's still some legit battles for who's starting, but it is a great problem to have. Like you said, you asked the question, the ability to rotate in high-quality guys, and then their ability to see which of the guys that they might think is a number 2, how they react when they get thrown in with the ones. Do they raise their game? Do they elevate? And then, and I think they're doing a whole lot of that. But, in the media, we all like to put out these depth charts and say who's running with the ones. I think there's going to be so many player participation on defense. That chart is going to be a big number every Saturday night.
No doubt about it. Let's get back into that offensive line as we give you an overview on some of the offense. I don't think we talked enough about the seamless transition that Braylon Moore has made at center. Look, when we were out here in the spring, they were making him earn the job, and so he's getting to the second level and even the third level on some plays. They worked hard with the creative run game. Everybody out there listening knows LSU was 111 out of 134 with the FBS schools running the football last year. That's got to be appreciably better. Nussmeier, appreciably more comfortable. You could tell he was a little leery. I thought today he threw the ball as well. When you go inside, folks, they're throwing it, and once again, no defenders and all air, but they're throwing it and catching it well. I thought everybody showed that they needed the day off from Sunday, and they were much faster and crisper, although they still did have some screw-ups. DJ Chester at left guard, and of course Tyree Adams at left tackle, and then Josh Thompson at right guard, and Weston Davis at right tackle. Saw a lot of 12 personnel today. We saw this in the spring, but we saw 10 and 14 on the field a lot. Cortez Hankton working specifically one-on-one with Trey Green. I love it. You know, folks, if you heard me, I don't want to see Trey Green trying to pile drive somebody inside the 5-yard line. Let Bauer Sharp and Donovan Green do that. Trey Green is a nightmare in the red zone. And, of course, as always, you got to have backups because you have injuries. But for the most part, I'm still amazed. Oh, by the way, good tidbit here. We saw Tylen Singleton get hurt at the end of practice. He was back out there. I haven't seen any
Aaron
injuries.
Anderson active.
Aaron Anderson getting more up to snuff to know what he can do.
Jakeem Jackson on the bike.
Jackson on the bike, a little tweak, but for the most part, very, very happy with where they're at injury-wise, Mike.
Absolutely. All right, y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this practice report. And, of course, we're brought to you by the fine folks, Bart and his son, Brian Schmolke, over at the Schmolke Investment Team. You're tired of watching your money sit idle. It's time to get off the couch or your assets and start investing. Every moment you wait could be a missed opportunity to manage your wealth. At the Schmolke Investment Team, their financial advisors are ready to kickstart your investment journey. Whether you're a new investor looking to expand your portfolio, they've got the expertise to guide you every step of the way. Give them a call and take action now at 318-448-3201 or visit www.schmolketeam.com for your free consultation. Your future is in your hands. Let's make it happen. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA/SIPC. All investing involves risks, including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. And great people, known for over 25 years. And again, a lot of you young folks watching this practice report, it's time to start putting a little bit of your paycheck away and investing. And so you have a nice nest egg when you start getting later on in life.
Bart and Brian do a great job of what we call T&C. You can trust them and you can communicate with them, and they're going to calm you down. I want to get back to Curious Kern for a little bit, folks. At the practice on Saturday, there were 2 consecutive false starts and 5-yard penalties. Again, just trying to get a drive going on, false start again. Get his ass out. Now, Curious Kern is holding his head down, and they're trying to talk to him. Brad Davis is chewing him, but he's also trying to console him. Young man, life is 10% of what happens and 90% of how you deal with it. Let it go. Whether you're a quarterback, a cornerback, or an offensive lineman, you've got to let it go and forget the last play. If it carries over, you're going to screw up again. So he was put in timeout and might need to see the shrink this afternoon. BK starting to get a little more spicy because now this is a big week.
Him and Joe Sloan both were going off today.
Yeah. There were some F-bombs. Now, we're not talking about the 4-letter F-bombs, but the 5-letter F-bomb. Focus. It's time to start focusing in on what you're supposed to do. And Mike, you made a great point just a little while ago. It doesn't matter who starts, folks. 0, 1, 3. You guys know what they can do. 2, 4, 6, unbelievable additions. Don't sleep on Kyle Parker. And Teron Francis' nickname is the man-child for a reason. And here's my little Manda tidbit of the day. You may see Jelani Watkins more than we thought. They're trying to get him in the game. And
I'll tell you what,
he can fly, and if he catches it, you may have you might see a little 17. You say, who's 17? Jelani Watkins. That's our Manda tidbit of the day.
Well, I'll tell you what I liked was Berrien Brown on punt return. A short punt. I don't know who the punter was. I missed it. Maybe you saw it. But either way, it was a short, high punt, and he had, at a full run, caught it and kept running. And you know how hard it is to catch a punt on a flat out run, like full speed. He did it, and that was a good sign to see. They need to get some more yards in the return game.
Yeah, glad you mentioned that. By the way, we pick up these little tidbits for you, but right now, don't be surprised that Badger Hargett is the holder. Grant Chadwick is probably still going to be your starting punter, but when you get inside and you need a pooch punter, nobody does it as well as Aaron Burrell. He kicks it sky high. Most of you know, you receive the football, you turn the football like you punt it up, and you want it just like a pitching wedge. When it hits, it backs up. You don't want it to go forward into the end zone. So we're interested to see what we'll have on pooch punting. Burrell tried a 63-yard field goal. It was a yard short and to the right. He will be your long guy that tries any field goals over 50. Jonathan Ferguson doing a great job of snapping. And look, as Mike alluded to, LSU has receivers for days. 0, 1, I guess we're going to look at 6, 17, 12, and I think it's just going to be hard to keep off the combination of Aaron Anderson, Xavier Thomas, and Barry Brown on both punts and kickoff returns.
Big news this morning. Of course, we were catching wind of it before practice, and then I understand some of the national folks were putting it out later after we had got wind of it. Dunham's Elijah Haven getting picked, and looks like could be a Florida Gator commitment in the next week or two. But you still have Peyton Houston, Colton Nussmeier, and others on LSU's quarterback board for 2027. That's going to be very interesting. Just a little recruiting info there. And again, if you're enjoying this practice report, please hit the like button. And we've got Blake Baker already up on the channel, and we did get have cameras up. I've got three periods of cameras. Yeah. I've probably got a good 10, 12 minutes of practice footage in 4K that'll also be right here on both our YouTube and our Facebook channel. Anything you want out on the way out?
Shorts and pads today. They wasn't in the full pads. Once again, they've done plenty of the heavy lifting. Look, big scrimmage on Saturday. Generally 2 weeks before the first game is the big scrimmage. We're not going to have availability, I don't think. We'll be out here tomorrow with another report after about an hour of work. All is well that ends well. 19 days away, and Mike, I'm starting to get more fired up. Maybe it's because it didn't beat me up with 2 hours out in the sun, but I'm starting to see this team come together, and we go back with the same things. You got to keep Caden Durham and us healthy. And oh, by the way, when Caden Durham catches the football, I looked at the stats last night. Rushing and receiving, he had over 1,000 yards, had 6 rushing touchdowns, 2 wide receivers. Anytime you throw a little swing pass to Caden Durham, I don't have a problem with it. That's one way it's almost like a run pass. And of course, Michael Van Buren made some good throws, but he's still got a ways to go.
Couple
but
nice runs too.
They're getting better. They're getting better. So hang in there. They're coming along, and knock on wood and have your rosary beads. Can't have Caden Durham get hurt. Can't have Nussmeier get hurt. Those guys stay healthy. Holy cow, this team will be hell to deal with.
Yeah, no, this is, look, there's a whole lot to like about this 25 LSU football team. And boy, if they can win that week 1, I keep saying it over and over again, what a season it could end up being. But you know what I noticed last week, seeing some of the national guys, of course, everybody's cranking out the same type of content, it seems like. People picking LSU's schedule. You know how many national and regional guys are picking Oklahoma to beat LSU in that last game? That Oklahoma game, buddy, is going to be a big – that is going to be a decider, I think, for whether LSU's a playoff team or not. Or it's going to make things more interesting. I'll leave it at that. But, all right, everybody, do me a favor. Brian Lazar's got a great analysis piece on the front page of TigerBait.com. It's a premium feature, but that's why you need to go over to TigerBait, please. Subscribe for $1. We'd like to have you try us out. I've been kicking out newsletters. I think I put out 3 or 4 last week. When you subscribe, you're going to get our newsletters. You're going to get our text alerts for breaking news. $1, try us out for a week. I think you'll enjoy the website. And, again, choose the annual package. You basically get 3 months free when you do that. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Yeah, one little final manded tidbit, folks. I asked Coach Blake Baker if he had a nickname for the defense. He said he's calling them the Bayou Bandits, but personally, I don't care if it takes off or not, but I like the nasty boys. When we talk about Bernard Gooden getting in the face of Garrett Nussmeier, when we talk about Jack Pyburn, we talk about all these guys, they're going to be nasty. And I went on down to the Audubon Zoo, and if they beat Clemson, I'm thinking 10-2. How about that? And we got Mike Scarborough
I'll tell you
thinking
what,
positive
yeah.
on a Monday. Life is good, folks.
You beat Clemson. I might be thinking 11-1.
Well,
So
that would be fun.
Yep, absolutely.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow, and we get players tomorrow. I asked for Bernard Gooden. I tell you what, most of the time our cameras are not on. In fact, they're never on when he's out there. He's talking up a storm. I wish we had a Hard Knocks for LSU. LSU Gold absolutely needs to mic him up. I think he's hilarious, and he jaws with Nussmeier. I requested him for player interviews. Hopefully we get him tomorrow. I'm curious to see what he's like in an interview situation. If we don't get him next week, hopefully we get him soon. But all right, guys, we got a lot on the website. Go check us out, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Y'all have a good day.